Nicki Minaj has shocked the entire entertainment industry after openly declaring her admiration and love for NBA YoungBoy following
NBA YoungBoy that was able to garner that level of hardcore, diehard, unwavering support. You know, without getting help from a lot of the mainstream outlets. Let's call a thing. And if it's any NBA fans on this live, let me know, right? You know how my fans act with me, and it feels more like a family, like camaraderie, but like, I don't know, like they don't play about me and I don't play about them. And people always try to like figure it out. Let's Dot Talk _Lex said his his raw personality, you can visualize anything he is saying. And just like you, he never gets his flowers. Maya said the more haters he get, the stronger their love gets. Kind of like us with you. Bingo.
His recent concert, where she revealed to the world that she was mesmerized by his energy and is interested in knowing him better, sparking rumors, debates, and emotional reactions across both the hip-hop and celebrity landscapes. This isn't just another celebrity headline. This feels like the collision of two powerful worlds, two magnetic personalities, and two unmatched fan bases that no one ever expected to intertwine in such a public and raw way. In one corner, we have Nicki Minaj, the undisputed queen of rap, a woman who's built a throne out of bars, charisma, and longevity. In the other corner, there's NBA YoungBoy, the relentless force of youthful raw energy, whose troubled past and electrifying performances have turned him into one of the most influential voices of this generation. When Nicki Minaj came online to confess her admiration for YoungBoy's stage presence, people weren't just shocked. They were shaken to their core, because this wasn't just a casual compliment. It was layered with emotion, admiration, and openness that fans rarely see from the rap goddess. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. Nicki Minaj has always been selective with her words, especially when it comes to other artists. Over the years, she's been careful about who she shows admiration for, usually choosing her moments strategically, often balancing her praise with her need to protect her queenly throne. That's why, when she went online after NBA YoungBoy's explosive concert and said with no hesitation that she loves his energy and would genuinely like to know him better, the internet immediately lit up with fire. Barbs were screaming, YoungBoy fans were celebrating, and everyone in between was wondering, is this just an innocent declaration of respect, or is Nicki Minaj truly opening a door that could change the dynamic of the hip-hop world? The setting couldn't have been more perfect. YoungBoy had just wrapped up a concert that critics and fans alike described as one of his most electrifying performances to date. The crowd was alive, the atmosphere was intense, and YoungBoy's energy felt unstoppable. Clips began circulating online, showing him commanding the stage with that raw, unfiltered aggression and vulnerability that his fans live for. It was in the middle of this viral frenzy that Nicki Minaj decided to add her voice, choosing to express her feelings in the most public way possible. "I love his energy," she said, before adding the part that no one saw coming. "I would like to know him better." That statement wasn't just a passing comment. It was a public confession, a signal that Nicki Minaj, the same artist who is often guarded and mysterious, felt compelled to reach across generations and link herself to NBA YoungBoy in a way that was far more personal than professional. The reactions were instant. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok exploded with takes. Some fans immediately began speculating about a potential collaboration, imagining what would sound like if Nicki Minaj's sharp, polished flows collided with YoungBoy's fiery, unpredictable delivery. Others weren't thinking about music at all. They were stuck on the love part of Nicki's statement. Was this a flirtatious move? Was Nicki sending a signal to YoungBoy himself, planting the seeds for a relationship beyond music? The debates got so heated that even mainstream outlets couldn't resist weighing in, with headlines screaming about Nicki's confession and blogs analyzing every single word of her statement. What makes this situation even more compelling is how it shatters expectations. For years, Nicki Minaj has been seen as an artist who associates with industry veterans, established icons, and carefully curated collaborators. YoungBoy, on the other hand, has always been painted as an outsider, someone who built his empire without the industry's blessing, someone who speaks to a raw, unfiltered audience that doesn't care about mainstream approval. To see Nicki Minaj openly align herself with him feels like a cultural earthquake. It's the kind of moment that makes fans rethink everything they thought they knew about Nicki's preferences, her direction, and her openness to new connections. But let's dig deeper into why Nicki's admiration feels so genuine. Nicki Minaj has always gravitated toward energy. Think back to her career-defining collaborations. When she hopped on Monster with Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Rick Ross, what made her verse iconic wasn't just the bars, but the sheer intensity, the raw power, the energy she poured into every syllable. When she teamed up with artists like Drake and Lil Wayne in her early days, it was the energy exchange that made the collaborations legendary. So when Nicki says she loved YoungBoy's energy, it's not just empty praise. She recognizes something in him that mirrors her own hunger, her own fire, her own willingness to give everything on stage. That recognition might be why she felt compelled to speak up publicly instead of keeping her admiration private. YoungBoy himself hasn't been blind to Nicki's world. Over the years, he has mentioned respect for artists who paved the way before him, and Nicki Minaj's name often comes up in conversations about the greats. For him to hear that the queen of rap is not only watching, but also expressing interest in knowing him better must feel like validation of the highest order. But this isn't just about flattery. It's about opportunity. A Nicki Minaj and NBA YoungBoy connection could be one of the most disruptive moves in the industry, not just because of the music it could produce, but because of the conversations it would spark. Imagine the visuals of Nicki and YoungBoy together. Two artists from different eras, different backgrounds, yet bound by the same unapologetic approach to their artistry. Imagine a record that blends Nicki's sharp wit and iconic delivery with YoungBoy's vulnerable aggression and melodic grit. It would be a generational collision, a song that brings together the Barbs and YoungBoy's fiercely loyal fan base, creating a cultural storm that the industry couldn't ignore. And beyond music, imagine what their personal chemistry could look like. Nicki Minaj, a seasoned superstar who has navigated fame for over a decade, paired with YoungBoy, the young rebel still carving his unpredictable path. It's a narrative that feels like a movie, an unlikely duo brought together by energy, respect, and maybe even something deeper. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Critics are quick to dismiss Nicki's comments as nothing more than playful banter, arguing that she might just be showing support to a younger artist in a way that garners headlines. But if that were the case, why did she choose such vulnerable wording? Saying, "I love his energy," could easily be passed off as professional praise, but adding, "I would like to know him better," opens a door to interpretation. It adds a layer of intimacy, a suggestion that Nicki is genuinely interested in connecting with YoungBoy beyond the surface. And if we know anything about Nicki Minaj, it's that she chooses her words carefully when the world is watching. The timing of this confession also raises questions. Nicki Minaj is at a stage in her career where she doesn't need to validate anyone,